This is John Black, Super Chemist. Here, I think part 4. If you go to my playlist, it's called, what's it called? Trump's assassination, right? Part 4. We were talking about how Jill, right after Trump, not before, but right after Trump makes his rally, to be in Pennsylvania, right by Pittsburgh, Jill Biden also comes in and says, well, I'm going to have one in Pittsburgh. She takes all the secrets, and on her plate, she is not a political, no one's going to assassinate Joe Biden. Why would they do that? It doesn't, like, if you don't like Biden, you wouldn't assassinate his wife. How does that get him out of office? No one is going to assassinate Jill Biden, okay? I'm not saying she shouldn't get some Secret Service. She should. But to act like that she needs 100 million times more Secret Service than the actual candidate, like, obviously, you're going to kill either Trump or Biden. You're not going to kill their wives. You're not going to spend money to assassinate a wife of a political opponent. I don't think that's ever happened in the history of life, where they were like, hey, let's go after the wife and assassinate her. No. Why would you waste all that time and money when you can just assassinate the president, not his wife? And then that way, you actually get rid of the president. You shoot his wife, that doesn't get rid of the president. That actually just makes the president more pissed off and want to do whatever he's doing against you because you just killed his wife. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So she gets all the Secret Service, right? 10 times more than any president has ever gotten in their entire life. This wife of a president gets, 10, 20 times more Secret Service than anybody else. And Trump gets almost zero Secret Service, all right? Because we see all these people in the video. None of them are Secret Service. None of them. Most of them are not Secret Service, all right? There were barely any Secret Service at his rally, okay? And you can see a lot of them were women, okay? Which means they are not qualified just by being women. Now, I don't say they're disqualified because their gender is female. I say because women don't have to take any test to, physical test or physical proof when they get, or any kind of height type. You ever see any 5-foot male Secret Service? No, you've never seen that. You know why? Because they're disqualified. They are not qualified to shield. You can't body shield a 6-foot person if you're 5 foot tall, right? You're going to be, this here above you you're not going to be protecting the president. So you are not qualified, okay? But these women, they're all 5 foot. There was 3 of them on camera. They were all 5 foot tall, or whatever they were. You could tell they were short as heck, okay? Because when they had the human shield around Trump, he was blocked off in every direction except for that one little girl that was there, the 5-foot one. You could see Trump's whole head was just shown. It was just, you're not qualified, okay? And if you take a test, all these women, firemen, police, military, they go and take these tests that for little 10-year-old boys could pass, okay? And then they act like they're qualified. You are not qualified. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you're a female, a police officer, fireman, you should, in the military, every one last one of you should be ashamed of yourself, okay? Unless you went and took the man's test, okay? But I know none of you did. I know for a fact none of you did. None of you said after taking your little pissant test, oh, you know what, this test is a 3-year-old could pass. I don't feel like I'm qualified. I want to take the test that makes you qualified, like men have to do. Men have to be qualified to get these positions. Women don't. And that includes 100% of them. I actually had a guy on a video saying, I don't know if these female Secret Service do the same test as the men. You don't know? Are you retarded? No, because a retarded person is a lot more intelligent to think that. Obviously they're not. You think the 5-foot woman passed the test to be a Secret Service person when you're not qualified to be a Secret Service woman when you're 5 foot tall? No. You see any other 5-foot men on there? No, because they're not qualified. Whatever. Anyways, getting off the subject here. So anyways, all this proves that the Secret Service let this happen. Okay, they planned this to happen. Okay, so far, I'm not talking about the shooter. I'm talking about the circumstances to let a shooter come in. What they're basically doing is every Trump rally, they're going to look at a building. They're going to say, like let's say this is a situation that they were at. They looked around at the surroundings. They said there's only 3 buildings within like a mile from here. 2 of them will have snipers on it. We'll put them in the primary zone. And the bell tower over there, we're going to leave it 50 feet out of the primary zone. We're not going to put any police on there. No Secret Service on the roof or looking at the windows. We're going to... and also, this rally took place at like 6 p.m. Okay, at 6 p.m., what Trump was seeing and what the snipers were seeing was the sun directly into their eyes, okay? And it's at the horizon. So it's almost impossible to see in the direction of the shooter, okay? They took that into consideration. Because what would have happened, right? What would have happened if, okay, let's say let's say the rally was taking place in the morning, right? So now instead of the sun coming up on this direction, right, it's going to come up over here, right? It'd come up over here, right? What they would have done is this would have been the bell tower now. And the bell tower would have been, the circle would have been shifted more up this way. So, and everything would have been turned around, because then that way, when the shooter was on the roof, the snipers, the sun would be in their eyes. But see, it wasn't in the morning, and it was in the evening, so they shifted the circle down so the bell tower was up here instead of the bell tower being down here. How interesting that the bell tower that they chose to be outside, because there's 3 sets of buildings. Any one of them could have been the bell tower. But they picked the bell tower, they picked the building to stay out of the zone, the primary zone, to be the one where the sun is directly behind. You got the sun, you got the shooter, and then you got the sniper. So the sun is directly into the eyes of the whatever. And the one building is blocked. If the shooter gets into one spot there, these snipers are blocked by a big giant tree. Everything works out perfect, So that's what I thought was happening. I thought that, and it is happening. That's a fact. You don't have these are not mistakes. Okay, you don't leave there's only one bell tower within a mile, and you're like, no, leave that bell tower inches outside of the primary zone and don't even pay attention to that building. That bell tower is, don't worry about it. No, that's not a mistake, Same way with the slanted roof. You got two roofs, one behind Trump and one to the side, there where they have snipers on. Those roofs are they're like this. Okay, they're steep, not steep like, like a house, but they're steep, not enough to make a big deal out of it though. But the bell tower had a slope like this. Can you even tell that there's a slope there? If it was any less of a slope, it would be flat. You know what I mean? If you take this down like an inch, it'd be like flat. This is what it. And they're like, no, we can't put any snipers on that roof on the bell tower because it had a slope like this, which is barely a slope. But at the same time, there are 2 buildings behind and beside Trump that have slopes like this that are obviously 3 times, and these slopes are nothing, but they have snipers all over these roofs. That's not a mistake. You don't have 3 buildings, and 2 of them have higher slopes than this one, the bell tower, and you put snipers on them, and you say, no, let's not put any snipers on this one, even though it has a lower slope. And why? Because it's too steep for the Secret Service. It's not a mistake. No, people don't make that's not a mistake. So obviously, they're trying to leave an opening and hope for the Milgram effect to take effect. And if you're a Pastafarian, You're required to learn and understand what the Milgram effect is. The Milgram effect is basically saying that if the authority, like the government or someone of authority, tells you that you don't have responsibility for doing something evil, and that you need to do that evil thing because the authority is telling you to do it, it's okay, and people will do it. You know what I mean? That's how Nazi Germany came into power. You know what I mean? How did they do such horrible things? Well, because they tell the people, the authority, hey, this is a horrible thing. I don't want to do it. And the authority would say, you're not responsible. The authority needs you to do this. You need to do it. And you are not responsible. And they'd be like, oh, I don't want to do it, but I guess if I'm not responsible, I'll just do any horrible act that the government tells me to do, because that's how humans are. And 66% will do it. They will torture, rape, kill, throw 6 million Jews in an oven. They will do anything if the authority tells them to do it, and that they are not responsible. The authority is absolving you from responsibility. And that's all the government does right now through media. The president and the congressman and CNN, is they tell you, if Trump is not killed, he's like Hitler, man. They're the authority. They're telling you, yes, killing Hitler is wrong, but it has to be done because he's Hitler. And we absolve you. We take the responsibility, not you. So they're like, oh, well, the Milgram effect will sooner or later bring a nut job to come and kill Trump. All we have to do, we don't even have to set up a shooter. All we have to do is have it open for them. Whatever the obvious thing is that a shooter would do, we will just not watch that thing. You know what I mean? Like the bell tower is the only bell tower that you can be in the rally. So we'll just leave it outside the zone. We won't watch it. We won't put any people on it. Even if all the people scream around, look, there's a shooter. Even if they scream that for a half hour, we'll just ignore it. Okay, so what else are we at here now? Sister, I did all those. Let's go on this side. I wanted to bring up the woman. If you're looking at Trump's rally, right? Like, let's say I'm Trump, and this is my rally. The people in the audience are behind me, and the camera's right at me, right? There's a woman. Wait. The woman is right here to my left, or if you're looking at me, your right. She is right here in the audience, right? And this is another reason why I say you should look into stuff. Don't just take it as to whatever. Now, the first report I seen was a close-up of this woman, okay? And what it appeared to look like was this seconds, and I mean literally seconds, before the gunshots. She looks over to the gunshots where it should be, and then she goes down in her chair and sits down, and then she lifts up her sign and hides, like she knows what's coming. And then I guess she realizes, oh wait, I seem like crazy. It seems like I'm telling people I know what's going on, by looking over there, and then I'm hiding, ducking down before anybody else does, before any bullets come out. So then she lowers her thing, and she makes sure, it's almost like you can tell that she's actually concentrating on the fact that she wants to look straight and she doesn't want to look anywhere else, okay? Then the bullets start raining down, right? Boom, boom, boom. She does not move. Everyone else looks towards where she was looking at seconds before the bullets, where she was like, oh no. She is a statue, okay? A statue. Straight ahead. And then everyone starts running around, and then all of a sudden you see she has a camera. That's why she's looking straight ahead. She wants to get President dead so she can put it on propaganda, right? How 15 minutes went so quick? I don't understand.